I have a new video for you guys because we need to talk about everything happening in Britney Spears' conservatorship battle. Lynne Spears, Britney's mom, submitted a disturbing declaration to the court. She knew Britney was living in hell with her father, and we'll get into those details. But why did Lynne wait until now to reveal this? On top of that, it looks like Matthew Rosengart has gotten Britney closer to kicking her father to the curb. So let's get into it. As you guys probably know by now, Britney Spears has been trapped in a conservatorship for 13 years. She was placed in this conservatorship at the age of 26 because of dementia, and ever since then, she has been living under the control of her father. Today, I'm going to provide you guys with a brief update on what's been going on. I say brief because it's going to be a short video. We're not going to sit here and go through the full 127 pages of the petition, but there are some things going on and I cannot ignore them. We have to talk about them. So I'm going to bring the highlights from the few things that's happened these last few days, and we can just go ahead and jump into them. So let's go ahead and talk about Britney's mom, Lynn, because she joined the conservatorship pretty late into the game as someone who's an interested party, and now she's trying to speak out about what she has witnessed Britney go through, and some of those details are extremely disturbing. Here's a declaration that Lynn's lawyer submitted to the court, and we're going to go through it line by line, because she declares that she's the mother of Britney Jean Spears. She's an interested party, and she's got a lot to say. On line 2, she talks about how she has been an interested party of the conservatorship since May 2019. But on line 3, she says, I became involved in this conservatorship during what I will term as time of crisis that began at the end of 2018 and continued into 2019. Number 4, she explains that she wanted to join and be involved in the conservatorship because she feels like her daughter wasn't being taken care of, and today she still feels that same way. On line number 5, she reaffirms that James Spears, her father, in fact is controlling Britney Spears' money and all of her healthcare decisions. This next one is extremely disturbing. So line 6, they write, at the time of crisis, my daughter was being treated by a sports enhancement doctor hired by Mr. Spears. The doctor in question was a psychiatrist who was prescribing what I and many others thought to be entirely inappropriate medicine to my daughter who did not want to take the medicine. During the time of crisis, I witnessed my daughter be compelled by a doctor with the knowledge and encouragement of Mr. Spears. She had to enter that healthcare facility she did not want to enter, where she was threatened with punishment if she did not stay there for medical treatment that she did not want to go through. If you knew all this, Lynn, where were you? I feel like if you are the mother of Britney Spears, like call a news station, go to the media, spread the word, and go and tell everyone what's been going on. I would be shouting to the rooftops, but she was silent back then. On the following page, she shares that not only did Jamie Spears go and order this, but he wanted it to happen, and he knew that Britney did not like it. On line 9, she talks about how Jamie Spears has exercised absolutely microscopic control over Britney and her actions. Like, she literally cannot do anything without him being monitored, getting a call from someone saying what's up, what's going on. On line 10, they talk about how Mr. Spears has relied on members of Britney's household, medical aides, and other people at her home to inform him on every detail and every action that takes place in her home and in her life. Such scrutiny is exhausting and terrifying, like living in custody, like living as a prisoner to her own dad. Since this conservatorship has been in place, the relationship between Britney and her father has dwindled down to nothing but fear and hatred of Britney's father. Oof. Wow. Including his complete control over her, mistrust of her, coercion of her, his bartering with her over what she can and cannot do for whatever reward or punishment he's willing to give out, constant threats, and his choices over all aspects of her life. Shoot, on line 12, Lynn brings up the fact, remember when Britney's father got physical with her son? Well, she says, of all the actions that James has done, the time where he got physical with her child is the moment where she was done with him and she needed him gone. Lynn claims that it destroyed their relationship. In the final bit of this document, Lynn reaffirms everything that she said and claims that Jamie Spears is incapable of running his daughter's life and that he needs to be removed from the conservatorship. So that's what I wanted to mention when it comes to Lynn's recent declaration. And a lot of people are going to be like, why did Lynn wait so long? Well, honestly, I have the same questions. And the fact that she allowed her daughter to be treated by this doctor who was giving her this crazy medicine, like, please, that... is their mother's love there because she wasn't protecting her daughter at that point? I mean, maybe she's trying to now, maybe she's trying to make up for everything, but Lynn has had a pretty bad track record, as we've talked about on this channel. But let's go ahead and talk about Matthew Rosengart, because that is Britney's newest lawyer, and he's been doing pretty well, at least from my perspective. Also, I need to give a shout out to this shirt because Daisy, one of the Free Britney movement people, sent me this to my P.O. box, so thank you for sending it to me. It smells so good. I think she sprayed Britney's perfume on it. But anyways, let's talk about how Matthew is trying to get Britney's father, Jamie, out the door. It actually looks like there's going to be a hearing to address Jamie and his role as the conservator on September 29th. This is pretty crazy because actually the hearing was originally set for December 13th, so they pulled it up a lot, which as they should. I mean, Britney Spears needs her freedom, so we're going to be hearing a lot about that coming up soon. And actually, I'm supposed to be in LA for that rally, so I don't know if I'm going to go, though, because I just have really bad anxiety when it comes to flying and stuff. So we'll see. But if you guys are going to be there, comment below. Maybe I'll meet you. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. But let's talk a little bit about this petition, because they want to remove Jamie. They want to replace him so they can investigate the conservatorship sum and the estate. And I have a feeling that he's going to be charged at some point, but we'll talk about that. Let's go through a couple of pages from this court filing that Britney Law Army posted on Twitter. Okay, so pretty much there's a lot of talk about this over medication situation, which they should, because that part's very scary. At the beginning of this document, they talk about a powerful mood stabilizer medication that Britney was given that has side effects known as severe nausea and vomiting, severe hand tremors, confusion, vision changes, and unsteadiness. Britney had never taken that medication before, but Britney's father decided that she needed it. On line 24, they share, "The message Miss Spears received from her father was clear. She had no say. She had no control or autonomy. She had to do what she was told, or else she would once again be deemed uncooperative and further medicated against her wishes." Ugh. Mr. Spears stripped his daughter of her dignity and her humanity. Wow. Doesn't sound like a great conservator to me. They share a little bit about her testimony right there and how Britney's father loved to hurt her. And she said that to the judge. Let's jump to line 29. They write, "In short, Britney has perceived and described the status quo as traumatizing, insane, and depressing. Regardless of whether Jamie challenges his daughter's testimony and perception of the status quo, Britney's testimony is genuine and makes clear that Jamie's continued presence as conservator is not in her best interests." They also cite a law in there, which is highlighted in purple, which says that the conservatorship, if the person who's in this conservatorship says they don't want this person as their conservator, then it's time to kick him out. Legally, there are so many things wrong with this conservatorship, and someone's going to have to pay. It also looks like Matthew is trying to pressure Jamie Spears to resign because he doesn't think that there's any reason why he needs to spend any of Britney's money in this court battle. And if it's been made clear that it's not in the best interest for Britney to have him there, then why is he there? It's time to replace him. Matthew even says that he's not going to go and charge Jamie right away. So let's just let you resign and let's keep moving forward, and then we'll see. Let me read this part to you. "Finally, perhaps most importantly, for purposes of obtaining the immediate relief necessary, this court is not, at this time, being asked to adjudicate wrongdoing on the part of Mr. Spears." Adjudicate, is that how you say that? Anyways, that pretty much means that they're not trying to go and get Jamie Spears in trouble right now. We're not trying to put you in prison. We're trying to get you out of this so we can end the conservatorship. And in the conclusion section, you can see that they want him to be gone. It's in Britney's best interest to remove him. And the judgment is pretty clear that James Spears needs to step down as conservator of this state, and he needs to just revoke his position. That would be the easiest way. Just like, give up, dude. Why are you still forcing yourself into her life even though she doesn't want you there? Personally, I have a good feeling about Matthew Rosengart, and I think that he's going to look into this conservatorship and really figure out where Britney's money is and end up criminally charging her father with what he did to her, which is something that she wants. She was very upfront in her testimony that not only does she want to get rid of her dad, but she wants to charge him with what he has done to her, and that she brought up, again, that incident where he got physical with her son. And she says, I'm not really sure how immediate restraining orders placed on my dad after breaking a huge door down to get to my son and shaking him. And we all have to think and wonder if my dad is harmful to me. So I think she's trying to say, like, if he can do this to my child, imagine what he's doing to me. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this money situation. So here's a screenshot from a court filing, and in the second half, you guys can see that they bring up that Forbes article that claims that Britney Spears has made a lot less than her fellow stars, and that her net worth is like, what, $60 million, which is a ton of money, but she's like worth way more than that. Actually, he says that her net worth is shockingly low, and nobody knows what she would have done with her fortune during this time that her father has controlled her money. So where's all the money she's made these past 13 years? I have a feeling that's something that Matthew is really going to be looking into, and I think that he's going to pursue every single thing that she wants. Some people were doubting him recently and were like, you know, wait, why hasn't he done anything yet? He really did a lot these last few days, so it's exciting for Britney. Finally, let's talk about this new conservator, because I think that Matthew is going to try to remove Jamie Spears, put in a new conservator so they can go and look at everything involving with the conservatorship, because they don't want to like end it and then not be able to go back and criminally look at things or look at the estate and things like that. I'm not entirely sure, but my vision is that they're going to go and remove Jamie Spears, put in this new guy named Jason, and they're going to work together to figure out everything that's happened these past 13 years. So the guy's name is Jason Rubin, and I believe that the hearing was supposed to be in December for his appointment, but I guess since everything's been moved up forward, we're going to figure this out in September, which that would be great, because this guy looks like he's going to be able to figure out a lot. He's a certified public accountant. He's certified in financial forensics, accredited business valuator, and California licensed professional fiduciary. So this man has been doing a lot for a very long time. He's very familiar with this field, and he's the best person to go in there and not run Britney's life, but like look at everything, examine everything, and come back with an analysis of what could have gone down. I'm hopeful that Matthew Rosengart is going to come through. At one point I was thinking, like, what if he's like part of this whole like evil Hollywood and he's just going to like try to like keep her in this conservatorship and, you know, benefit off of her. But I really don't think that he's going to. Every single time he speaks, he thanks the fans. He looks like he's fighting for Britney and her best interests, and I think that she's a fan of him. It also looks like people like Madonna has shouted him out and thinks really highly of him. So I'm really wishing the best for Britney, and I wanted to give you guys this quick update because so much been going on. Some of you guys have been hitting me up, and I've been working on a bunch of other projects, but I needed to stop and focus on this. If you guys have any video ideas for me, here is my email below. But until next time, I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.